You're amazing, Chuck chirps softly, as she and the Terrans sit back down at their table. Did you plan that ahead of time? Simone clears her throat before huffing out in sharp amusement. Fuck no, you know how I feel about singing in public. I would have chickened out if I knew that was happening. No, I just walked out of the washroom and asked if I could, she admits, as she rubs the back of her hand. Didn't actually expect them to say yes. Chuck leans forward on the table, slightly shaking her head in tender reverence. That sounds about right for you. Still, you sounded even more prettier than ever. You been practicing? Because I haven't heard you sing like that before, Nikali points out. The redhair's face flushes as she shrugs with a coy smile. I might have been sneaking in some alone time to surprise you. I was planning on saving it for our wedding, but it just felt right to do it now, you know, she says in a chuckle. Chuck's eyes flash and she bounces a little in her seat. Ow, does that mean I can look forward to you singing that song again? She chirps excitedly. Simone's brow squeezes as she huffs a restrained laugh. Hun, she utters, before reaching a hand up to brush through the Callie's fur. I'll sing that dumb song as often as you like, she softly promises, causing the princess's eyes to consistently glow. Then, pulling her hand away, Simone activates her menu to go over what she'd like to finally order. But in return, you're paying for the food, because these prices are fucking insane, she mumbles, as she goes over the Terran Familiar section. Deal, Chuck giggles. Oh fuck, I'm feeling stuffed, Simone grunts, as she and Chuck exit the restaurant. Hopefully you will again later, Chuck chirps deviously, to Simone's absolute responsive shock. Ma'am, the redhair states, with her smiling jaw dropped, I've been a terrible influence on you. What happened to my innocent little Bo-Peep princess, huh? Jeez. I won't lie. Perhaps you've had a marginal impact on my pre-established royal schooling on etiquette and decorum, but have I ever truly been innocent? Chuck replies, as she holds onto the Terran's arm with hers as they walk off towards the direction of the nearby shopping lane. Yes, actually, at least with your romance talk. You compare me to a knight in a fairy tale for crying out loud, Simone points out. Still do, Chuck corrects, and I'm fairly certain I may have had a bit more cold dew than intended, she admits. You did hammer a few of those drinks down. Should I be concerned? Not like terms with alcohol, right? She asks a bit more seriously. Oh, no, not like that, really. I suppose it's more akin to you receiving THC. You've seen me consume a lot more before, trust me, Chuck assures, as she pats her Terran's shoulder. Will do, Simone grants. So, have any stores in mind to check out? I'm assuming you've already scouted out all the ones you want to visit. And spoil the adventure? Nope. Well, okay, maybe one, but that's all, I promise, Chuck replies. Gotcha. So will we be overdressed, or is it going to be a fancy rich people shopping lane? Simone asks. It's indeed a bit on the higher end of things, Chuck reveals, but half the reason I want to go through it is that it's a lovely place leading to the park. You'll see. And see they do. The general lighting begins to dim, much like the interior of the restaurant they left, and just how it starts to tickle a certain part of Simone's concerns, they fully turn into a dark lane. However, the lights don't go any dimmer. Instead, the colour of the floor and walls darken in colour. It would still cause Simone to be uncomfortable, but her attention is drawn to a beautiful feature of the long lane. As people walk down either way, their footsteps left behind a bright white glow, which then fades as complex holographic symbols resembling stars of every known culture float up from them like reversed snowflakes. They drift slowly up towards a far-up ceiling that illuminates a faint, late afternoon dark blue. As the stars reach it, they are absorbed into it, and then in a little shake they streak off to the sides like comets. Simone doesn't know how long she just watches this happen again and again, utterly dazzled by the public art. Chuck warmly clings to her, finding her red hair's captivation so very endearing. Wow, Simone finally says, as her sense of time returns to her. I thought you'd like it, Chuck replies, before kissing the Terran on the side of her face. Yeah, makes me a little dizzy, but yeah, I like it, Simone agrees, before dragging her eyes forward. So where are we going first? I have no idea how to shop in this kind of place. It's mostly window shopping, since I doubt you need a new luxury shuttle car, Chuck giggles, as she leads the Terran down into the lane. Indeed, there are a few shuttles and even vessel vendors with holographic representations of what they have to offer. There's also fine jewellery and other accessories that Simone has to insist on not personally needing. For the most part, they just walk together in this magical place that feels like a completely separate pocket of reality, that none of their problems can reach them. So, Simone, have you ever considered getting a tattoo? Chuck asks among their sweet, idle conversation. Yup, even had a few that I had removed, the redhead informs. Oh, really? Why did you remove them? The princess inquires further. They were ones I had done in the military. I don't remember very clearly when I had them removed, but I don't regret it one bit, the Terran answers. Oh, I see, Chuck says, currently worried that the chitin deep dye she had done will cause some sort of negative reaction from her fiancé. Not sure what I'd get now, though. Maybe one with your name? Or even the kids' names. Haven't really had a reason to get any. Simone continues on, causing Chuck to feel immense relief and even let out an involuntary giggle. What, too corny? Simone chuckles back. Not at all. Even if it was, I'd love it, Chuck reassures as she squeezes up next to the redhead. Good. Why you ask? Scars not enough for you? Simone teases. You're always going to be enough, Chuck coos softly in response, as she rubs the side of her face in the Terran's thick arm. Simone's smirk melts into a tender smile as her chest is filled with pulled heartstrings. It's then Chuck sees the store that she desires to enter. With a gentle tug, she guides the Terran over towards the entrance. Glancing up, Simone grimaces a bit. I don't know, Chuck. I'm not really the fashion accessory type, she reminds. Don't worry, I promise you won't regret it, Chuck claims, as she and the reluctant Terran cross the threshold. Inside is exactly what Simone expects, but she puts trust in Chuck and approaches the head vendor with her. He's a species called a Mrock, a roughly Terran tall, lanky, yellow, short, furred people with feline-like spots and downward ears. Though they certainly lack the grace of a feline, as the Terrans their posture looks stiff yet methodical. Mrock have long, slender legs with hooves, and their comparatively crooked arms have an extra joint. Their face resembles a walrus, long tusks included. However, their lower jaw also rests on top of the tusk by being two fleshy mandibles. The grey and green eyes of this particular individual turns and waves his graspers in greeting, each three-fingered hand sporting a single long straight claw on their pointer fingers. Greetings, he said in a low, rumbling voice. Ah, yes, I know exactly why you're here. Would you pick up your items now, or have them delivered to a location? He adds in a pleasant tone, obviously recognizing the princess. Hello, I'll take all the items, in your secure and discreet bags, please, Chuck answers. Turning away, the vendor strides away to the closed-off area in the back of the store. Expecting pickpockets? Simone asks. I'm expecting to pick at least one pocket tonight, Chuck whispers back devilishly. It takes Simone a second. Oh my fucking stars, Chuck or in public, Simone snorts, covering her mouth with a hand. Rather proud of that one, Chuck bounces in place. Think if the Terran just made an aggressive snarl. An Opaloon patron quickly made their exit. Whoops, Simone says, with her mouth still covered. Soon, the vendor comes back out with two silk bags with grasper holds. It seems payment is all in order. Here's your items, he says as he holds the bags out. Before Simone can reach to take them, Chuck has them in her own upper graspers. Thank you so much. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, the Kelly replies, before turning to leave so soon. Simone follows, not expecting the rush, but she turns to give the vendor a thankful nod of farewell. To which she has to do a double take, as she swears he gave her the Terran eye wink. But not wanting to get left behind, she brushes it off and hurries next to Chuck, who has a bit more pep in her step. Valuable? She whispers. Indeed, but I want you to open one in the park. A date gift, the princess responds, as she uses her lower limb to take hold of Simone's hand. Well, all right then, a slightly confused Simone allowed, without further questioning. The entrance to the park was very similar to the one on Kamoy Station, but the interior puts that last park to absolute shame. A massive circular dome interior that spanned for what must have been miles, with a sprawling artificial environment of grasses, bushes, trees, and even flows of shallow water. There's clear pathways, but clear encouragement of straying off with sporadic tables, viewing tree houses, and even fenced-off rentable dwelling units. The lighting seems to be on a local time, revealing that the domed replicated sky is a reddish-purple afternoon. Whoa-ho-ho, Simone says, as she can only imagine how resource-intensive a place like this must be. You like it? I really tried to rent us one of these dwellings for a night. It would have been so romantic, but they are reserved for the next 2 standard years, and that's for the economy ones, Chuck admits. So I hope a hotel penthouse is a suitable substitute. Chuck, Simone says. Yes? Why don't you go ahead and reserve one? A bigger one. Doesn't matter if it's a few years out. That's perfect, in fact, Simone proposes. Oh, okay. Absolutely I can do that, Chuck agrees, already pulling up her lens to do so. In a few years, we'll come back here with everyone. Our kids, friends and family. We'll celebrate how we pull through and are alive for it all, the redhead says, as she pulls the caddy closer. 7 will barbecue with her stupid, corny apron somehow on, while SJ and Jamie run around in the grass and play with Jackie and Donna's girls. We'll be talking with everyone, being dumb idiots like usual. Chalknall will be enjoying his retirement, telling his stories. Vin will probably still be my therapist, but maybe he's introducing more members of his family. I'm sitting in a reclining chair with a cold drink in my hand, wondering if this artificial sky could give me a real tan. Then I grumble something about wanting it to be a winter environment so that I could see you in a cute sweater. But you'd be sitting next to me, talking about how things are going back on your freed homeworld where Brom is rolling it just fine. Chuck glances up to see that Simone's eyes are now closed, envisioning it without actually looking. That sounds lovely. Maybe one day after I heard you wanting winter weather, I buy us a planet-side home where the winters are just perfect for you. It's nice and warm inside though, and the kids have their own rooms to grow up safely in. We are often visited by our loved ones and friends who get to see photos of our lives together decorating the walls. Although we still travel quite a lot, we spend our lives and love together as we wish them to be, Chuck entails. And just from the expression on Simone's face, she knows the Terran can see it. I can't wait, the redhead says, as she opens her eyes on the brink of tears. Let's make it happen, yeah? Let's, Chuck vows. Journeying through the park, the two eventually find a place to sit and rest. It's under a thick tree with a nearby ankle-deep stream and table. The table comes with resting pillows to set on the ground, which Simone is sure to do to protect her new dress. She sits down and leans against the tree, for then to have Chuck nestled right in front to lean back into her. The air is so fresh, and the aroma is peaceful, especially with her fiancé's scent right there with it. What if we were to just fuck right here? Simone blurts out of nowhere. Eyes igniting, Chuck flutters in her response, not prepared to respond to that at all. Simone, we can't. There are people. It's not like the shuttle, we shouldn't. The princess rambles. Relax, I'm kidding, Simone snickers, as she wraps her arms around the Callie. I'm daring, not a free public show. Chuck shakes her head. You really are a bad influence, she jokes, which sends the two into a prolonged laugh together. Yeah. Do I still get that gift, though? Simone whispers into the back of the Callie's ear. Of course, Chuck waves away, before scooting up and turning around with the bigger and flatter of the two bags. Here it is. Simone accepts it and opens the top seal. Air inhales into the bag, and the item is clear as day. The Terran peeks her eyes back up at Chuck before reaching in. Feeling premium leather, Simone slowly pulls out a surprisingly simple black hooded jacket with partially orange sleeves, trim and detail. Feeling the inside of the hood and the interior, Simone swears it's a million times softer than velvet. Turning it over, she sees the back as custom-woven lettering saying, Night of the Stars. I fucking hope this fits, a crying Simone tries to joke, but it becomes very genuine as she verbalizes it. Put it on then, Chuck encourages, as her eyes light up from Simone's reaction. Simone braces herself against the tree and stands up quickly unzipping and fitting on the new jacket. It can't fit more perfectly. It has so many pockets on the insides. Simone practically squeals from overloading joy. And it's so soft, oh my fucking stars. Is this real leather? It feels like it. No, it's Replicate's leather, but it's an advanced composite made to be blade and heat resistant. It can take a whole plasma shot for you if needed, Chuck explains, as she stands as well. So now you're protected in places you're not wearing your armor. You could even wear these under it for that extra layer. These? Simone pauses. Yep. I've had 6 more made, so you have spares. Those have been already delivered off Central. Fucking... This must have been so fucking expensive, is all Simone can respond with. A little, but it's worth keeping you safe, Chuck says as she approaches the Terran. You look really good in it, too. Too bad I'll be taking it off soon. Which hotel? Simone asks immediately, as if it's the most important mission of her life.